Come on. Computer's running slow this morning. I don't know if it's a lot of traffic on the internet. It's running slow. But I thought I'd come in while I wait because my meeting doesn't start until 9. And I'm waiting on me some more tea. Oh, it's making me some more tea, you guys. As you can see, we're making some tea. Good morning, good morning. Make some tea. I need more tea. I need more tea. I need more tea. Just a little bit. Some more. My tea bag is falling in. I don't know why I saved that little bit. Hey, man. How are you? Well, I don't know why, but I woke up a little bit with the jitterbugs this morning because, yeah, this meeting that I have is with, that's not my lid. The top manager's here, right? So, stayed up a little while last night, and that's why I couldn't respond back to the catfish because she wasn't important last night. I had to take care of something more important last night. So, a little bit nervous on this one. However, I think that I pretty much got all my language set in the right place. In this here case, you try not to take cases personally onto yourself, right? Gotta try to keep that away from them. But I think, honestly, when I was reviewing last night, right, I'm like, nah, I gotta fight my butt off um, to find all of my probable causes of bringing this guy back, even though the burden of the proof does not lie in my lap, right? But however, both sides ends up being strategic, and you just gotta kind of think ahead of them a little bit about, what they're going to say, how they're going to say it, and bring your smoke behind it. So I already brought 2 people back to work. I felt proud about that, but those 2 ended up getting separated in the same situation as this particular guy. So, I looked and I checked. I'm like, does he, uh, um, did they terminate him under all of the just cause reasons of doing so? And I don't think that they did. So most of my grievances on this guy would be, you know, uh, fail with this boy's, they failed to produce just cause, and also they failed on his due process rights, right? Because there are some things that he was entitled to do so, and then they sprung it on him like at the last minute, like, why do they work you to the end of the day to tell you that? So you at work, Miss Brown? Good job. Good job. Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. So, oh my God, Kenya's here to support me. I like that. Thank you. Appreciate that. I would throw your heart up, but I'm holding the other phone. The phone is in my other hand, so I can't do your heart. That sucks. But how you been over there? How you been over there in Kenya? So, I think that, well, I'm just gonna hope that I got this one where I can get this young guy back. The things that they filed to separate him under is just not there. I'm a flirt because I'm a flirt because I'm a flirt. I'm a flirt. Sometimes I'm a flirt. hmm Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that as long as I stay in my lane over here. I'm a flirt. I think it's just sometimes no problem. It's just my personality. You know, it's just my personality. That's all. He said, here's what. Thank you, Miss Brown. See, Miss Brown sent you a heart for me. My reaction is it's very nice. It's all about mutual respect, though, right? If I'm met with respect, I should react with respect, right? And that's just the way life is. Some people throw you some curveballs, and I throw some of those back, but I give, what is given. And I think that's why, I am so loved. I am so loved, but that's just me. And you kind of grow into it, though, You grow into it, The older you get, the better person that you can become depending on your surroundings and, how you choose to grow. And I choose to grow, being a great person. I think that for the majority of my sins, they have been addressed. Not to say that I won't commit another one, but I know that there is only one person or one spirit, I guess I should say, and that I also have to go to be forgiven for those, and not humanity at all. That's all. But I'm a little nervous, just a little bit, right? Because this management team here, they be on that slick talk. I'm trying to tell you, they be like on that slick talk. But I think I'm ready. My case is here. It's all in order, ready to go. So I was up last night, um, writing that, right? So, and as much as I would have loved to give some attention to the batshit crazy woman, right? It's like, nah, I'm gonna have to sit you on the back burner right now because I have my life prioritized and the things inside of my life is prioritized, and she was definitely not on the list. However, I did shout out to my girl. She know who she is. Um, listen to the whole audio of the computer's running slow, y'all. So I'm trying to get in it because I got to print my paper off, and if I can't get this up, then I'm just gonna have to connect my printer in here to my phone to get it to work. But why? Okay, maybe that's why. Hold on a second. Let me log it in. But I just chatted, come on to chat with you guys so that I can get these jitterbugs. Okay, I'm in. Shake these jitterbugs so I can prepare to put on my, listen, um, put on my, those work boots, that supported me for many, many years. And, people trying to shade about the boots, not knowing that the person who actually came out to shade about the boots are actually climbing inside of a big rig with boots on. You know what I'm saying? Working his butt off to provide for his family in boots, So I'm like, really? Okay, let's use that analysis, right? Let's throw that back, but let's skip the part that the person that that said all of that out of humor, cracking jokes, right, is doing the exact same thing that he tried to shed, do the joke on. So I have to charge my other phone up too because it needs charging, and I really wanted to use it today, and I don't. It logged me back out, y'all, for some reason. Something is definitely off this morning, and I'm like, don't do this morning. I got the meeting this morning. I need this paperwork. I should have printed it out last night at home, but it didn't cross my mind that, oh, hold on, I might need that exhibit. I might need that exhibit. But let me see if I can find it and print it out. I don't care how much email I try to spam and send the garbage, unsubscribe. I get so many emails, and Lord, don't go shopping. Don't sign in to be like, oh, I like that blouse. I like this, because man, it just never stops. It never stops, and the crazy thing is, I don't even think that like Timu never stops. I haven't bought anything off of Timu over a freaking year. I believe I threw them into spam. I might have unsubscribed. I'm gonna go back and check, but baby, they floods me with these emails, and it's not enticing. I can't be triggered because there is something on sale, but I'm rambling on, you guys, because I'm shaking off my jitterbugs for this meeting, right? So let me see if I can print out this paperwork and get it up. But I listened to the audio. I think I gotta go back and listen to 1, 2, and 3, and I literally kind of clicked through YouTube before I retired last night to sleep, and everybody, everybody was jumping on that. There's a post by Drunken Larry that I read this morning, and it has to be, to me, in my opinion, more disturbing than it was the sensationalizing book. You have to be able to um, dissect your personal feelings from the story so that it doesn't trigger you to say some things or to type those particular type of things to manifest that one person is um, all the way right about their story, because it just doesn't work that way. Somewhere there's going to be some detouring information so that um, the story can be felt real. You know what I mean? It's like any other book. For example, there was a author, young black girl. I forget her name because it was so long ago that I read her book, but it still sticks to me, right? And she kind of based it off of real life events, and I think she like really was writing. I think she may have did about 10 novels or so, right? And I would read her book, and I was diving so far into these books, like really reading them, and I would be done with them in a day. And this one particular one had to be about, particular relationship, kind of similar to the situation with R. Kelly, right? And I started to believe a whole lot of that stuff, and it started to emotionally affect me to where I would only side with the person who would allege be a victim, right? And her books were triggered me. But then I had to take a step back. I'm like, okay, well, this is a book. Okay, I have to understand that people are really going to insert and assert things that is going to trigger you in some type of way, and having you possibly feeling that. So knowing that, it's like, okay, you have to just take your feelings out of a lot of stuff, and pray on them, and wish it well. And that's kind of how I saw that book. And now that I listen and finish this audio just about, even though I'm going to go back and revisit it, right, I can say the same thing for that. I asked myself last night, there's nothing that triggers me about it because it's nothing new. It's nothing new in the human race, right? But with Drunken Larry, and I understand that he's trying to get his point across and also be helpful with detouring people to focus more on your feelings than the actual real truth about things. There were some things put up there like, yeah, she met him at 12, but there was no courtship at that time, and she clearly stated in the video, 14. What behooves me is that they're going between ages. Is it 12, 13, 14, 12, 14, 14, it's 12, 14. It's like, make up your mind, but that's here, near, or there. It was just some things that, where is the damn thing at, you guys? That, I get why he says it, like, okay, let me help enforce, her point of views or event of actions that had taken place. Okay. Now, my opinion, and I am going to come on my channel and sit down and actually talk about it and invite people that wants to talk about it and how they feel about it, whether if R. Kelly should be in there up underneath the jail or should he be granted this new motion to have a new trial or whatever your story may be, right? My opinion, as I was discussing with another young lady, right, I think that he should be granted a new trial. I do. Whether if it's the outcome would be to lessen his sentence, I think that there is some accountability that needs to be handed down, not just on R. Kelly, on all of their parts. I can't sit here and say that, well, R. Kelly was the grown man and he should have known better, especially from the part in one of those chapters where I'm hearing that Sparkle actually probably planned this and prepared all of this with knowing what she was, doing to her niece. As her niece stated, one of my favorite chapters in the book is when she did call out Sparkle. And at that point, I'm thinking like, well, wait a minute, somebody need to go pick Sparkle up because of the simple fact, if this behavior was detected or going on way before Rashana, which I'm hearing, it's Rashana, like it's two different people, but they're whatever, make it in the story more confusing, right? But if it's those people that, like they said, help conspired and did a whole lot of things that was illegal to do as well. So to just take this entirely story, just to place it down on one person about these crazy events and behavior of people, I don't see one person at all. I don't see one. Even Rashonda, I'm sorry. Even them offering her this immunity to her mom or her dad, and it was absolutely no. It was absolutely no. All that engaged. And here's another thing that I don't know if why Drunken Larry wouldn't point it out, or maybe he didn't care because he's only looking at that. The R. Kelly was a older man, but at the same time, I'm listening to Rashonda tell in her story that yeah, she came and under Sparkle and asking to be R. Kelly's goddaughter. But at the same time, when I believe the age or so was asked in the audio as she was playing it, the prosecutor and then herself with replying to it, well, uh, about liking him. That was at the age of 14 when she literally said that she loved him at the age of 14. Now, to make sense of all of this, I'm thinking, well, if you're going to tell a person that you love them at 14 and you also are showing these particular actions to be, as they say, a willing participant, right? Then I get it. Yeah, I get it. And like I say, I get it that if all of this is really true, then yeah, R. Kelly should have opened the door and been, no, you got to go. I'm not down with the part of her listening or her saying that she could have been this aspiring singer. And here's the reason why. Because R. Kelly was not just the only producer out there. You could have went anywhere else in the world. And for me to hear that she at first was, kind of freely going, then you can do so and go make that happen. Um, to be under the control mentally from a man is one thing, but then growing and becoming older to take control of your life is another thing. And of course, she failed herself at that. She admits that. But um, everybody around her, or everybody around, all these other people, they all failed what she says they failed her. But at the end, she goes to say that, um, she hopes that, okay, I got my paper printed. R. Kelly pretty much never see the day of light. Now, what bothers me is that how the human mind can come out and tell you at one time that they were unable to do this, and they couldn't do this, and they couldn't shake their mind off of this, but yet then you see part of them still maneuvering their life. You know what I mean? Like, I think if it was that detrimental to a person, like, you completely shuts down. You have people that would never come out their homes, never, do anything. But she kind of went on, and then she had another baby, and then she couldn't get it together because she felt that she was all screwed up because R. Kelly had some type of bond on her that she could not release, and she loved. And I agree with that too, though, Yo-Yo. I think that a whole lot of this just boils down to jealousy from the entire circle of women. One or another wanted R. Kelly the way that they wanted him, and she talked about that a lot to herself. You can hear the infuriating a tone in her voice when she gets to talking about, well, I found out that there were more girls, and there were more girls, and there were more girls. And here's another thing, right? The willing part not not coming out a lot earlier or whatever, choosing to stay around, of what these people are literally calling this man a monster. Nobody wants to stay around a monster who is being allegedly sexually abused or mentally abused. Where do you do this at? It's weird to me, but this is what she was saying. Like, every time she would mention another female, or someone told me that they saw R. Kelly with this girl, she would get mad, like seriously upset, because wait a minute, I get it, at whatever age, what she say, 14 and or 16 or this or that, she has grown very deep feelings for this man. But then I have to take this back to Azarel and Jocelyn. How is it that, or where are you calculating anything in your math of courtship, right? That you were going to be the only one. Where are they seeing this analogy? If I did a live on that years ago. I think we role played it out. If you're walking into the house, same, I did this on with Sparkle, right? And you're walking into this man's house, and Sparkle said it herself, and she looking around, like, who is this girl? Well, who is this girl? Well, who is this girl? Well, if you didn't count it to three, and it's way too many girls in there, you have to ask yourself, well, then why am I here? Or are you there to compete? Are you staying now to compete, to prove to R. Kelly that you're going to be the next Miss Kelly? Same shit that went on with Azarel and Joy and well, Lizette bounced, right? And it's always, am I going to be that girl? Now, The reason why, here's my final reason why I say, mm, free R. Kelly, right? It's based on now finalized of Rashana's um, testimony in her book, right? And it's because had the dominoes not fallen the way that they did, she was going to still try to be there. She was still going to keep doing what she was doing. She was still going to do that. She was still going to do it. A monster, a predator, a pedophile. She was still going to be there. So we need to free R. Kelly. Period. Not only that, the money running up, R. Kelly cutting off a lot of things, or whatever the case, built anger. Oh no, you provided me this lifestyle. You've taken this from me. You've done this, so now it's what you owe me. And if I don't get what I want, this is what's going to happen. And that's what they did. That's what they did. It had R. Kelly not cut off a whole lot of things, or kept taking care of the parents, or the people all involved in the family or in his business or whatever, I don't think that any of this would have never came out. Never. But he started cutting that money off. He started not seeing as many as maybe he was seeing. And that infuriated women. Women get mad when they can't continue to have a piece of the pie. The crazy thing that behooves me, though, is that all of these years, and as much as she declared that she loved R. Kelly, calling him and asking him, well, what do you want me to do? Well, I heard this going on. Well, what's this lifetime? Staying in contact with him, right? All of these years up until, in her, was it late 20s or something like that? 30, okay. But there's no baby. She didn't have, there is no baby. I could not understand. I'm like, how is it that there is no baby? But tells her story about how she was there taking care of these other three babies, right? And I'm like, what is good? Never no baby. That's some weird shit. Made me think though. I was like, but he had the three kids by Drea that she was babysitting. Not once did she mention anything about a Sharon Winbush around that time. I just wanted to make note of that, right? So maybe Sharon Winbush came after she had finally left, which to me doesn't seem like Rashonda never left. But she never mentions anything. She mentions a whole nother lady name that was that the children were attached to, at doing those little ages. Now that there, like that, so I was waiting to hear that. Because Sharon said she was in the kitchen cooking and went upstairs and found sparkle panties and shit all in the drawer and stuff, right? Well, I'm like, wait a minute, who the other lady? Who, so, I mean, was Rashonda in her closet? What, her daddy was knocking on the door telling me some, are you okay? The daddy. She literally told the one part of the chapter that the daddy would knock on the door while she in the closet. Hello, daddy, it's not a problem with your daughter being in a closet. Oh, I forgot. R. Kelly was giving out good money. So why would I say anything that my daughter is locked in the closet? Are we kidding ourselves out here? A monster? You are okay with a monster locking your daughter underage in a closet while you go party with all of the people up in Olympia Fields and getting down and boogieing. But he would bring me out from time to time. I'm listening to this story and I'm not trying. There was parts of it, I have to admit, that I really kind of laughed at a little bit, yo, because I was like, what? Because sometimes it's like, okay, make this shit make sense here. Some weird shit. Her not knowing that allegedly that there was all these lawsuits and things that was filed and all these girls and this or that because she was so locked away. But then I turn around and hear, where she done snuck out or got in a cab and went shopping or did something. Wait a minute. That's what Yolanda Pay said. I was like, oh, okay. So, what time is it? I'm getting the jitterbugs. I'm shaking off. I have my exhibits ready to go. My little talking points and stuff is up in the folder, and I have my you know, my J. Kim. This is the Bible, the Fighting Power Bible, guys, because y'all know I don't, have a job and do what I do up in here and appreciate what I do. So, but let me say, with her not receiving any monetary gain from the trial that she was in, right? And then to come back and, be offered a lifetime of Section 8, which is, you know, never going to go away if they gave her that, regardless. And I just kind of wanted to point that out, and that's what I believe that my truth is. Even if she top a six figure digit on here, the most that would ever happen to her is that okay, they will probably increase what she is paying on Section 8. So if it's $0 and living rent free, if the government is truly the government and the guidelines, it's supposed to work for everybody. What she's going to end up jacking up maybe $800, $900 rent and still have her Section 8 certificate. So if she ever goes broke, it'll still be there for her to fall back on. They do not take your Section 8 away from you unless you have violated some of the guidelines that is prohibited according to them establishing those guidelines, such as when you get your vouchers or whatever, how many people will be living in a home, or that's one main thing that would usually be on there. Is only the people that's supposed to be living in there should be on that voucher. But when it comes to income, they're not going to strip that from her. They'll just should increase. Um, they just should increase, the amount of what she should still be paying. But, uh, you know, everybody got to hustle. I'll say that. Everybody got to hustle. And the hustle around Mr. Kelly was, we're gonna do what you're saying. You're gonna take care of us. And the money ran out, and everybody went cuckoo crazy. I don't think that waiting 20 something years is sufficient to me. What's going on, Evil? How are you? Even though they say you can't put a time on a person's healing pain, so I respect that, and it is what it is. But however, with Mr. Kelly's case and all of these people involved, this should definitely be one that goes down in history. However, it will not be the last one. It will not be the last one at all, because no matter how much female can learn out of this, of the do's and the don'ts, they're still going to do it. They're still going to do it. They're still going to get themselves involved in something that you should not get yourself involved in because of a person's statute of living, rich or whatever. They're still going to do it. It's going on right now, today. Right now, today. It's somebody. So, but there's, like I said, some things that Drunken Larry post put up, and you got to be careful because he does post where it's a triggering nature, and he wants to trigger you on putting you in your feelings to not really look at the whole entire situation without being biased. And his postings are very biased. He's one-sided because this was a young girl, but this was a young girl that was led by a lot of people who made mistakes and didn't give a damn either. And not only that, it had gotten to some point whether they like to call it curse. Um, is that possible? Yeah. Do y'all fall in love? Yeah. But growth, age, will usually, during time and you place yourself around right people, fix that. Fix that. Did she ignore all of those things? Yes. She said she loved him at 14. So I think at that age, she had already completely forgotten about being this aspiring singer. She had 14. She forgot about all of that stuff that fast. How is that so? How is that so? You know, how is that so? The minute that I'm listening to her audio where she's saying that um, she called Pinky or whatever these other young ladies and invited them over and was instructed by R. Kelly to get them all groomed up. I almost threw these headphones off my ear. What? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you help what you're out here calling a monster continue to be a monster? Who does that? Another monster. I don't care what damn coercing or whatever. You have became that monster. And at that time, no, immunity should be off of the paperwork. No, you're going to. How do you stop the cycle? You have to take them all down, not just one. You have to take them all. She should have been indicted as well. You did what? Or better yet, Pinky and the other girl or whatever should have filed these charges on her, not knowing that someone was walking them into something that they had no idea of what they were walking into. Why are so many people getting off or has gotten off? Because R. Kelly had the money. Because R. Kelly had the money, and it ain't that much damn love in this world unless you loving God, to be loving a man up underneath God to do the things that he is saying. It's ridiculous. I've been 14 and 15 and 16 too. I don't know. I'm told that my mom, baby sister, should be locked up. R. Kelly should be free. But then you explained to me at being that fucking age, can't no, well, you couldn't swindle in my mind like that. Not even with the money. So I guess baby sister actually and RC actually must have raised a fucking beast. There is no fucking way, you idiot over there sitting up there talking about baby sister should be locked up, right? When in fact that my RC gonna be in there knocking on the door. Huh? To sit tight while he go party with you at your fucking man. But I had to address that like real quick and then move on from it. Just make note of that. So goofy ass. Like I said, you a goofy girl. You a straight up goofy. And I am a beast. And I stamp that. Raised by the best. I stamp that. Now you wants to be up there because I done said baby sister. My mama. Bitch, baby sister beat your ass. Be over there singing, I knew it was the blood, because it's the blood in us. I knew it was the blood. I got 5 minutes now. I gotta go. But I'm just saying, that's just how I felt about listening to the audio of it. I'm going to re-listen to it. I am not triggered by it. I don't read and engage into things knowing that it can trigger you. I listen and I read for the facts. Because feelings can play definitely the majority part of someone's story. And as long as they can tap into your spirit about it, you will miss a whole lot of details up inside that. Get me emotionally crying or whatever. I wish her well. Wish her nothing but the best. Nothing but the best. But at the same time, all of them should be gone. Period. If it's single out one person, because that person was a man or this person was the oldest and he was supposed to know and he was supposed to know. Yeah, you're right. What are you supposed to do? Beat her ass? Saying get the fuck up out of here? Better yet, I don't even understand since this is a monster. that was created out here, or was came out to be one. I can't understand for the sake of me why did not nobody fuck R. Kelly up. Wasn't no bats around, wasn't no this around, wasn't no knives around, wasn't no getting together and joining together to tie his ass down and tie. None of that. Nobody in there could beat R. Kelly the fuck up. That made no sense to me. But then everybody come out to say how that they didn't want it and he did this and he did, and be the first ones out here to talk shit to you. No. Mm-mm. 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 So, she'll get her money, get her nice check, and hopefully this, like she says, closes that terrible chapters of her life and things can move on. He's paying for whatever it is that was seeked for out for him to sit down and pay for. He's paying for that. And at the end of the day, that's going to be done and over with. That's going to be done and over with. I know it sounds good hearing it from Drunk Larry. Oh, he's going to die in there. He's going to die in there. But believe that if y'all want to. But it's not Drunken Larry's calling to say when someone's going to die. It's stupid. Now, maybe if he'd have put on there, saying that, okay, well, he's got an answer to God, then maybe I would have been, well, that's a fact. That's a fact. But all that other riddle ass shit to trigger people's feelings is such bullcrap. But people fall for it. They tapping into y'all's spirit that you should not allow people to tap into. Same like that damn woman over there, Catfish. You can't tap, skip, roll, or dance on my goddamn mental. And when are you going to get that through your head? It sounds good with you saying that, oh, she's mad. Oh, that she had a baby this time. Oh, that she's a dropout. Oh, that sounds real good. Only if you were winning and convincing some shit that you have no idea knowing the facts about. That's what's funny. That's what's funny. And the things that I do, they just come into a surprise to you. Understand that? Because I had shits and giggles. Bitch, and nothing that I ever said or whatever was out here for to determine anybody, well, whether if this was the facts or if this was a lie. Because at that point, I didn't give a fuck. But at some point, you're going to step over in my lane, my real lane, and I'm going to eat your ass alive. I'm going to eat you alive, period. It's been established. We've established the points out here. I don't like you. I gave you my POV on why I don't like you. You refuse to let that sink into your head. So my glass is dirty. So it's going to have to be what it is. I don't like you because you ran your mouth and I asked you to shut it down. That shit was not true. It's not my problem that you could have not dealt with a freaking goddamn ladies' night show. JoJo did not make my show. I had my show going before JoJo came over there. Invited him and Chris, and you can't get the story right because you want to sound like you're so good at telling it, bitch. I'm a flirt. I can flirt with whatever the fuck I want to flirt with because I'm a grown-ass woman. Wasn't going home with him. But you refuse to tap in into the main point about things. Bitch, he ain't here with me. And he sure in the fuck ain't there with you. So why are you still trying to bring up a damn JoJo? I don't give a fuck about what a JoJo doing in his life. And neither should you. You're not with him. That's when your storyline will be goddamn relevant. But it's not. You sound stupid. Steady going over some shit about why he left. I don't give a fuck about why JoJo fucking left. There's no money coming out of JoJo pocket into mine, and there's none out of mine going into his. Why the fuck would I care? I accepted him as a friend. And when he touched down on your toxic ass, I had to put some distance in between us. That was it and that was all. Today, I accept him as a friend. But fucking with you, bitch, I treaded on motherfucking thin ice. The fuck do you mean? You will never be a step ahead of me. You will never fucking outsmart me in this fucking street game. Or probably in these fucking books, bitch, because I'm about to go up here and deliver what the fuck I do. Now, that all of my jitterbugs are gone. Huh? But I notice I'm doing a whole bunch of shit that your ass refused to try to do. I don't have to hide behind anything. I'm not scared of nobody, especially you, girl. I'm not intimidated by nobody. And all them freaking lies and you want to tell a damn story to get inside my life, girl, miss me with that bullshit. If it was for you to know, I would have told you so. Ain't a goddamn thing that you can do about my children at all. When I had them, how I had them, who I had them with. What does it do to you? What embarrassment or shameful points that you're trying to make about that? Bitch, I fucks today. What's your problem? I gets down today. What's your problem? But see, mine is a little bit different than a Rashana, boo. I'll let you figure that out. I wasn't coerced. I wasn't manipulated. I didn't sleep with a monster. Or alleged monster, or whatever it is. I don't have a story to tell your bitch ass about that. My kids are good. Now, let me go because she's going to think that I'm so mad and angry and oh, she's triggered somebody. You won't boss up like me, bitch. Ever. It won't work. I won't let it work. But I'm going to come back. I'm off work a little bit earlier today. So maybe I'll spend some time downstairs and maybe we'll pop a little bit pieces. Shout out to Spin Fire. She went to go and rewind and bring up some more points um, in the paperwork that Rashana had said, and then what she's saying now. And shout out to Spitting Fire on that. I watched it for a minute, and then I actually fell asleep on that. But guess what? I gotta go dig and dive back over here to be some of that damn Corey Holcomb and Doug Anton. Doug Anton, that's his name, Anton, right? I remember because I went back years ago when I first came across his channel, and I had made up in my mind that okay, I don't like him. I can't mess. Oh, I can't watch his channel, right? Even though he was diversified in culturalistic views, right? I was like, oh no, he's doing the blacks, too harsh or too mean or too what? Oh no, he's a person that is developing his skills and his words and his strategy behind his music, behind his money. And that was that time like that. I think I did like 2 videos on him, and I was like, nope, I don't watch him anymore. Now, that was the end of that. But y'all know what? I gotta go. I'm gonna go hit this meeting. Wish me good luck. Digress. Go and take this Bible up here, this paperwork, and see if I can go get this boy his job back. So, and if I don't, just so you guys know, there are no attorneys at all. Okay, put the word on the record. We have arbitrators. Okay, and these arbitrators here are not considered as legal attorneys that you would see up in a courtroom. Okay, that's above everybody here. It's only when a case gets sent out of the building, and these cases go up to Washington, D.C. Okay, so that she knows everything that of what's going on and developing around my freaking job, and I know how it works up in here, but my job. I don't care to talk about my job. It's not ethic. It's not supposed to be on YouTube. And I have to respect that. Okay? See, she thinks that she's working her magic to get me to come and do some things of what should not be ethical according to the guidelines and stipulations pertaining to my job. And she ain't worth me risking my goddamn job. So what am I doing now is very harmless. And this will be the end of it, and I'll have to let her continue to think that she knows what I'm doing, and guess what, Coda decided to do a preliminary race Saturday, so I will be going to Stevens Point. I'm gonna see what she can do, y'all. I'm gonna see. She wants to tap into this on Saturday, and first she kept saying was no, I don't want to, I didn't want to run, I don't run. Then she called, I think I'm gonna run. So I had to pay for her to enter those races up there, and I'm gonna wish her luck on that and see how well she does in her races that she absolutely loves up at Stevens Point. But hey, I love you guys. Hit the like button, share the channel. Don't forget, be inspired, by the girl in the green and become in the green like her and support your girl, One Papoose. Thank you, Serena. I gotta go. Bye bye.